जैसे तेलंगाना में हो रहा है।
2,500 teachers would be made available to the residential schools run by different societies. We are one among them. Let me tell you one thing, because all of you belong to one particular religious denomination. Let me very, very clearly tell, more particularly because most of you are girls here. Islam does not make a distinction in education between girl and boy. If anybody says that it makes a distinction, please do not believe him. I can give you a lot of instances from the life and times of Prophet ﷺ and the Hadith to support this viewpoint. If anybody has started talking contrary subsequently, it's an aberration that has come about in the religious practice. The second point is the importance of education. Education means education that makes you fit to live your life in this world with dignity, with honor, with all facility, plus education concerning your otherworldly affairs. It's a fine balance, beautifully harmonized in Islam. You have to acquire the knowledge and you have to be progressive in both the fronts. If you are doing only in one front, it's something like a bullock cart with one wheel which cannot run. You have to have both the wheels. दुनिया और आखिरत दोनों का जो फाइन तरीके से जो बैलेंसिंग किया गया है इस्लाम में, शायद किसी और मजहब में नहीं किया गया है. We have to realize this. In fact, the very first word of Islam was what? Read. Read in the name of thy Lord. That was the command that was given to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In his life itself, I'll give you two very small instances, because my main purpose of talk today will not be that. I'll give you just two instances to emphasize how important education is in Islam. Number one, a lot of wars were fought at the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whenever somebody was taken as captive from the enemy's forces, the soldiers who were taken captive, they would be released either on payment of ransom, or if somebody is a learned person among them, if he teaches one person, he would be released. He would be released. He will no longer be held as slave. That emphasizes the importance of education in those times. The second one, many times the Prophet himself had said, and one very important thing that he had told was, go to any corner of the world to acquire education. Even if you have to go to China, please go and acquire knowledge if it is available there. China was known to be the last known frontier of the civilized world at that particular time. That is what has kept us backward when it comes to education. I will not dwell more into this. My purpose is to market my schools and my education society. All of you are aware that on the lines of social welfare, residential English medium school system, for the minorities also, Telangana government has started a school system. This is the brainchild of no other person than the Chief Minister, Honorable Sri Chandrasekhar Rao himself. He is the one who conceived of this. When we wanted few schools to be started, in one emphatic way he said, no few schools, there will be 120 schools across Telangana. 120 schools means we require close to 2,500 teachers in them. 2,500. You are less than 2,000 here. For the academic year 2016-17, we are starting 70 schools. Remaining 50 schools, hopefully, next year we will start them. Understandably, it takes time to develop the infrastructure, to build the permanent buildings and get housed there. That's why we have decided we'll take the available schools, buildings that are available anywhere. There are many engineering colleges that have closed down, many schools that have closed down. We will take these buildings on hire and get the effort started this year. That is one. By then, we want the teachers on hand with us. We want all the buildings to be available, spruced up, done up, because they are residential schools, not only the classrooms, they have to have the hostel facility also. The third one is, the most important thing is getting the students. Because we are starting on class 5, let me tell you, first year we are having only 3 sections. Class 5, 6 and 7. 2 sections. Somewhere the demand is a little less in some remote interior rural area. Probably we will put up with 1 section. Otherwise, everywhere we want to have 2 sections. On each student, government is going to spend 80,000 rupees every year. 80,000 rupees. 40,000 on the infrastructure, on teachers, and remaining 40,000 on the hostel. Their food, provisions, every single thing would be made available to them. All that the parent has to do is get the child and hand him over to us. After that, he does not have to pay 1 pi for registration fee, nothing for the food, clothing, provisions, books, teachers, not a small single aspect a parent has to spend even a single rupee. That is the way this scheme has been conceived. Students will be joining these institutions, and 12,000 after 5-6 years till after we reach the intermediate level, every year about 12,000 students will be walking out of the portals of the schools. Very well trained, and the students who can take up graduation and post-graduation in a very competent way subsequently. It's really, really good. In fact, we are going to recruit the principals also directly. This is one of those rare opportunities, because the society and the schools are starting now. We require principals. Principals are not coming through promotion to the top post. Many of you who have got 3 years of teaching experience can directly apply for the principal's post. The principal's post. That would be a good opportunity. You know why? For the first batch. Once you go and sit there as principals at the age of 30, 35, I don't know, whatever age, you are going to block that post for everybody else over the next 25, 30 years. So next subsequent batches you might get teachers, but then we may have a problem in promoting them to higher positions, whereas you have that opportunity now. The scales of pay for the teacher, it is 1,910. Other allowances, etc. put together, it should go close to 40,000. The principals will, their scale of pay is 40,270 to 93,780, which means anywhere close to 65,000 to 70,000 is what a principal is. I don't think that these are the numbers which we never dreamt of when we joined IPS or he joined. Preference to the minorities, English medium, residential school. Tick that before you do anything else. We will be too happy to welcome you into the portals. I am told that quite a few of you are from English medium, and those of you who are from Urdu medium, you have no choice. You have to understand. I hope all of you understand, and then from whatever 5-6 who came up to the dais to receive the material I was interacting with, they appear to be very, very comfortable, though some of them are from Urdu medium. If you have any problem, I keep jumping into Urdu during the course of my interaction with you. First, let me congratulate you. You are entering your professional arena at a very right time. Lot of jobs are going to come up, not merely in residential schools and the societies which run them, but also a lot of other areas, because the state government's one very pet project is KG to PG. This year, next year, in another 2-3 years, this is going to become a reality. I can give you some instances why I believe that this will be a reality very soon. You have the opportunities, but these opportunities will belong to those of you who are ready to grab them, prepare, write your exams well, whether it be in DSC or through the Public Service Commission, because we in the Minorities English Medium Residential School Society, and same way in the other residential societies, we have decided we will conduct our recruitment through the Public Service Commission. Already we have written a letter to the Service Commission Chairman, notified our vacancies, and very soon the recruitment will start. In fact, we have told the Service Commission that we want our teachers recruited and handed down to us by the end of May. You are already 10 days past April now.